this is very important too, because you kind of have to take what we're giving you here and keep in mind there are a lot of people out there, there are a lot of businesses out there that offer these products to you. Be very careful at how you choose. Read reviews, call the Better Business Bureau, ask for references, that's huge. Ask them, if you got a contractor that you're interested in using, ask them for a reference. Any good business is gonna do that. They'll have somebody on standby that you might be able to call or email and get a review from them. And there's plenty of places out there like Yelp and Angie's List we have listed up here as points of reference. You can just simply type in Google and pick any one of those things to find a review from them. Always confirm the contractor's license, because you don't want to lay that liability in your hands. It's incumbent upon you as the person employing the contractor to make sure that they do have a license, so that you don't end up in any civil liability if there's any issues there. Yes, ma'am.
A question that comes up in the training a lot is there a liability, is there any liability for you videotaping criminals on your property or somebody else's property?
That's for a much higher power to decide, probably at a future date.
Wait, hang on. So, like, what do you mean as far as liability?
People have been told that they can have it on their property, but it better not show on a neighbor's property because. I mean, if they have the neighbor's permission, is there an issue with that?
As long as it's not going.
Peeping Tom.
As long as you're not going into, if you're not looking into like private spaces. For example, anybody's front yard, any front yard is open to public view.
Right, there's no
So there's
expectation
no
of
reason that a
privacy.
camera cannot look into public view.
Right.
Now, if I had a camera in my backyard, that majority of it's covering my backyard, but it's shooting into yours and getting your pool, yeah, I can see there's being some issues there. But like Officer Collier said, front yards, they're free game because anyone can walk down the street and look in your front yard.
Okay.
So there's no liability in that aspect of it.
Okay.
But isn't that a little bit of an invasion of privacy? Because, for example, you have the neighbor's cameras straight at your front door, right? It's like
Anything that's open to public view is open to public view.
But nobody likes to be seen every day. You keep your schedule or not keep your schedule. You do whatever you want. Who knows? You might go in pajamas. You might go nude to your front porch. Who the heck knows, right? Who knows? But if the cameras right there in your face every day, isn't that a little bit of an invasion of privacy?
Not really, because that person can be sitting in their living room.
Just a thought, because my next door neighbor said that's the scenario with my next door neighbor. The neighbor in front of my house has a camera straight at me. I have nothing to hide, but still the camera.
At the end of the day, it's, you know, you kind of have to look at this as cameras are simply just a secondary set of eyes.
Yep.
And if all they're doing is looking at the same thing that you could be looking if you were laying on top of your roof, you know where your camera is. But if you're on your front porch and staring at your neighbor's house, what are you going to do? I mean, there's nothing. So it's just the same thing.
It wouldn't be a criminal issue, but you could bring up a civil issue on it if you felt they were intentionally doing it.
If they were intentionally doing it.
That point of view, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So you're just really quick, contractor's license, that can all be checked online. I think you can call in too, right?
Yes, there's a phone number for that.
And then alarm company operator license is the same kind of deal. And ensure that your technician that is there has his installer's license with them to do that. And of course, ask your neighbors, what do they have? Who do they go to? Do they have somebody that they trust, that they like? There's a lot of local companies, local businesses that exist that are awesome and have a lot of great reviews and are very trustworthy.
Next door is great for that.
Yep, absolutely.
Biggest thing, stickers and signs. Okay, I know it sounds silly, but stickers on your windows, like security stickers, anything like that, and a sign in your front yard is going to be your biggest deterrent from somebody burglarizing your home. Because they're going to look at your house, they're going to look at your neighbor's house. Whoever doesn't have the alarm sticker or the alarm sign out in front of their house, that's going to be the target.
Probably the first door I'll knock on.
That's the easier target of the two. Criminals pick the path of least resistance. And so that's what it comes down to. If they feel they're going to have some type of resistance to where they're going, they're not going to go there.
You know, can I offer something? In Houston, it was discovered that people who had bought a bunch of this home protected by Smith and Wesson were getting burglarized more than the ones that had no
Absolutely,
sign.
because the burglars think the guns are in there. All right, with that being said, is there any questions for us?
What is the average cost of a moderate home camera system, do you think? Since you've done some research on it, what would you say would be a reasonable price?
You could spend, for a good system, okay, I mean, and I'm saying 4 cameras and a DVR, about $1,000. For 4 cameras and a DVR for a decent system. You know, might be a little bit more in there just for some wire but other than that, about $1,000.
What do you think of those cameras at the Home Depot? I think I saw a set for like 9 cameras for like $600, right?
Be careful.
Here's my problem with those, and this is what it is, and this is what we run across a lot. Sometimes they'll capture some great footage, okay? But they are recorded in this foreign, odd, off-the-wall code, so it's not easily reviewable. You
Right.
have to search for days and days at a time to try to figure out what code it was recorded in, how to transfer it over into something easily viewable, and how to make it work with what our normal compatibility is.
So is there some kind of magic code that we
One
should be
thing
looking for?
you should look for if you're going to do like a box system is see if it comes with, you'll have to ask somebody, but basically when it's a good system, it comes with what's called a viewer. So,
Right.
a viewer, yes. So when you make a copy of it, on that file, so say you make a copy to a thumb drive. Inside that thumb drive, they'll do what's called the viewer. So I can take your thumb drive, plug it into my computer, and automatically it'll start playing. So that's the best type of system. It doesn't matter what code it's in, as long as that viewer is in there, it makes it easy for us to utilize the video that you're providing.
Okay, so the software.
Yeah, it should have a viewer within the downloading portion of it.
Do you have preferences to file type?
Not really,
MP4 or something?
no.
Pretty much anything that'll play.
Anything
It'll
that'll play,
for
if
us,
it'll
we're
play
happy.
without me having to look for the
No, but if I
codecs,
give it to you on a DVD, what do you want?
don't matter, doesn't matter. Yes, sir.
There was a 60-minute or 20/20 thing on Nextdoor. And also on that same program, they had something about a remote camera, a remotely monitoring over the internet camera. I bought one,
Okay.
and resolution is fantastic. It's $150. You monitor it over what, your Wi-Fi in your house. You can't use an Ethernet cable, it's gotta be Wi-Fi.
Right.
And you can, for $100 a year per camera, you can buy 2 weeks or 3 weeks worth of memory. And you can go back at any point.
Wow. That's not
It's
bad.
I can't even think of the name of the outfit, but
Huh, that's not bad.
it's a pretty neat setup. I can log in any laptop I got, right there.
No, that sounds pretty good.
One drawback I noticed, I want it for outside and it's for inside. So I'm not in a window,
Yeah,
which is great during the day, but at night, all I see is the glare of the IRs.
just glare out the air bouncing off the window. Yeah,
Yeah.
if they need to come up with an outdoor one for that, that would be perfect.
Right, it would be.
Is it like stored on a cloud system?
Say again?
Is it stored on a cloud system?
Yeah, it's completely on a cloud, and for a little over $100 a year,
Is it advanced?
you have that memory. In fact, when you buy one for $150 is the normal price. If you buy the same one for $250, they automatically give you the first year free. Well, it's included in the service. Pretty cool.
Let's look into that. Does anyone else have any other questions for us?
What about like using like game cameras if you can't afford like a whole system?
Game cameras are good, and we've utilized them in a couple instances. The problem with game cameras is you have to be close. Game cameras are meant to be in a close range with somebody. So unless they are literally at your front door, we might not catch what we're looking to catch. And we're not going to catch, it's going to be very difficult at night to catch like vehicle descriptions or license plates. whereas some of this other equipment might give us the opportunity to do that. But it is a good alternative. They also make something that's kind of interesting, and it combats a lot of our juvenile issues, is they make a doorbell system which has a camera built into it. It's completely wireless. Every time you ring the doorbell, it actually pops up a video and a picture of you. So you can actually communicate with the person that's at your door via this device and see them. And if you don't answer the doorbell, it takes the picture of them. So I think that was a $300 item.
$189 at Home Depot.
See,
There's an app for that.
I was close.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on those LPR cameras, those license plate readers?
That's
We have one parked right here in the parking lot.
Okay.
so as far as a privately owned portion of it, I've yet to see a system for a privately owned portion of it that's at all reliable. Well, not at all reliable and at all inexpensive.
They sell them then for residential.
Do they sell it for residential? Is it? I've never seen one utilized residentially.
You know the brand or name or?
Yeah, do you know who it
No,
was? Okay.
I just became aware of
Because
them, that's why I thought you might
a lot
have
of time-
some thoughts on it.
A lot of.
Without a database, who cares?
Well, that's one thought on it too. The other thought, with the amount of negative publicity license plate readers have right now, I don't know if I'd actually want to cross that path of putting one on a private residence.
Especially if you're the one storing that data. versus
There seems
We
to
don't
be,
do that.
yeah, I mean, the police department as a whole doesn't even store the data we collect on license plate readers.
But there's a certain shopping center in town that does. And
They
some
don't.
crimes have been solved over it.
They don't store their own data either.
Ah, okay.
Very familiar with it, they don't store it. So, I'll look a little bit more into it, because I've never heard of them being used privately in residences. So, I'd have to look into more of that. Anything else?
Why don't basic insurance companies like ADP and the other ones going out there offer in their basic package a camera thing, you know?
For like the security companies?
Yeah, for their you know how they charge from $28 to $50, and higher packages are more, right? But for that basic package, why don't they offer a basic, like, just a front door camera, for example, or just one at least?
Because that's how they make their money.
Exactly, thank you.
That, to be honest
By
with you,
not offering it.
the alarms, like, I can speak on ADT systems. You see their system, it's $100, right? It includes a door, a keypad, and maybe a window and a motion. You know, it's very minimal. So that's how companies like ADT and the other, I'm gonna call them big box companies, that's how they make their business, that's how they make their money, is all the add-ons. So they don't wanna offer that because they want you to add it on.
That's correct, thank you.
Question, if you have a system, can you switch to another system? Is that possible?
It is, depending, there's a few things that go into that. Some security companies, they do what's called locking their panels, that you have to have a special code to go in and reprogram it. If it doesn't have that code, yeah, most of them can go in there, reprogram it, and anybody can monitor it. But but there are devices out there that certain companies have that break that code, that get past that.
I figure once you're stuck with a company, you're stuck with it, you can't go with something local.
No, you
Once
can't.
you've got
You can go. You just
AT&T
gotta
out in Georgia.
be sure you read your contract, and don't try to cancel a contract that's going to cost you a lot of money to get out of.
So when you get the equipment installed, it's your equipment, not a rental of theirs.
As long as you're not leasing it, correct? Because some companies do lease your equipment to them. Anything else? Well, thank you very much
Thank
for your
you all.
time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.